people, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to talk about how to buy gifts when you have no money, like me. Now, I've seen so many types of posts and videos about this in the past, and you know what? I'm sick and tired of it. So I'm just going to tell you how it really is. Okay, so first of all, I always see people posting like, oh, if you don't have any money, make something. Oh, if you don't have any money, bake something. And you know what? Cut it out, okay? Everybody knows that that's a cheap way of giving them a gift. Everybody knows it. Unless you have an Etsy shop and you make hats, for example, and you sell those hats for $30, then yeah, you can totally make hats and give them out as gifts because they have a worth of $30 and you sell them for $30, and I'm sure they're of high quality. But I do not fall into that category, okay? I do not make cookies for a living. I do not make homemade, handcrafted things for a living. So I fall into the category, if I made it at home and I'm giving it to you as a gift, it's a cheap gift category. So yeah, so anyway, we also need to talk about materialistic items because I am not a materialistic type of person and I talk about that frequently. But when your child has tears in their eyes because they didn't get a physical gift, you cannot lecture them and say, I'm not a materialistic person. I don't believe in materialistic items. It's not appropriate, okay? No matter how much you feel that way, and trust me, I feel that way. I don't like Christmas because I feel like it is all about the gifts and all about the items, but you cannot tell somebody that on Christmas Day. You cannot tell somebody that one of the nights of Hanukkah, and everybody wants to unwrap something, okay? Everybody wants to be able to tear something open, take it out of the bag, take it out of the box. So for me, I just need to put it aside, put the non-materialistic feelings to the side, put the morals and values of spending time together to the side, and just join in to the madness to some degree, with limits. But let's dive in and talk about those limits. So I think initially, before you start gift giving or buying or creating a list for yourself even, you need to think about the cap. And, I think a general rule of thumb is $25 for people in general, and then $50 for very close friends and family. Now, that I think is a general, pretty fair, basic cap. People would argue with me though on that, and I did want to comment on, agreements, because if you have an agreement with somebody that the cap is going to be more or less, then that's fair. I remember I worked with a girl, her and her boyfriend had a $500 cap. And it's that's a lot of money, but it worked for them, and that was an agreement that they had between each other. So that's fine. If it works for them, it works for them. So that's something to keep in mind. You really want to figure out what the cap is between other people, and then go from there. Now, establishing a cap, you shouldn't feel weird about asking, what's the limit? What's the monetary limit? That shouldn't be a strange question, but I know that sometimes it is to certain people. So one way that you could phrase it is, oh, do you want a big gift this year and then 2 little gifts? Oh, do you want one big gift? Do you want a couple of little gifts? What are you thinking? And so you can kind of put the feelers out there about oh, do you want a big gift? Do you want a big gift and then a little gift? Like, and usually when you kind of phrase it that way, people start to catch on, and then they'll usually say like, oh, well, actually, I would really like my gym membership paid for January. Or sometimes they'll say, oh, well, you know, I need another pair of slippers, but why don't we go out to dinner as the big gift? So then that way, like, you kind of know sort of what the monetary value is. Like, I mean, a gym membership, let's pretend that's like $50. So then you know, okay, it's a $50 gift. And then, you know, with the going out to dinner, sometimes that can be hard to judge, but like, if it's with somebody, like if it's with your partner, you guys know how much you spend when you go out to eat, okay? Or like if it's with a friend that you when you guys go out, you get like half price apps and drinks, okay, again, you kind of know how much it comes to. So that's like one of the ways that you could kind of ask for a cap without actually asking for a cap. But so that's what you need to establish first before you even create your list for yourself or even other people. You need to figure out, like, because you don't want to start like, oh, I'm gonna ask my brother for an Apple Watch, and then your cap for each other is like $25, you know. So yeah, so that's something to establish first things first. And then now we can go on to the list making. Actually, why don't we continue talking about money, because before we buy or make the list, we need to start saving. And a general rule of thumb is to really start saving 6 months prior. I know if you're watching this video, it's probably too late, but at least you can kind of do this for next year. You know, everybody knows when their friends' birthdays are. Everybody knows when the holiday season is. So, like, you know, put in your phone 6 months prior to this date, you know, we have to start saving. And then you would start saving whatever your limit is. My limit last year, what ended up happening was I spent about $300 on gifts, and then when it came to gift exchanges, usually we met at restaurants or coffee shops or for drinks. So then that, in addition to the travel, because I did go, well, you know, we went to the city, we went to New York to see the tree, you know, that costs money. Definitely going out to eat for food and drink costs money. And then I traveled home, so that costs money. So in addition, like the gifts, the meeting, the traveling, the whole thing ended up costing $500 for like the travel and the gifts and the meetings. So that is kind of the goal that I have 6 months prior to the holiday season, is it's like I have to save $500, an extra $500 leading up to the holiday season. So and then that's just based on what happened last year. This year might be different because, you know, we're not really sure if we're gonna meet, but let's be honest, like, I'm probably gonna have to mail these gifts out, so the price that it costs to go out for coffee is gonna now go into the shipping and handling. So it's gonna end up evening out in the long run, and it's gonna be $500, okay? So anyway, the goal was to save this 6 months prior, and I think that that's important. You do want to start your shopping early, but like, you can't start your shopping in June either, okay? So like, that's why I think starting to save in June is better than starting to shop in June, because a lot of people, their interests change. Like, maybe they want a bathing suit in June, but then December comes and they want slippers, you know? So, yeah, so that's something to keep in mind. I think when it comes to brainstorming gift ideas or coming up with a list, I say it would be fair to start gathering ideas like towards the end of October, November, and then definitely by like the end, you know, Black Friday, definitely, like, you need to have those gift ideas in mind. First week of December, gift ideas, because like, especially if somebody is asking for like a high ticket item, like Tickle Me Elmo, for example, like, you don't want to find out about it, you know, December 15th and have to like rush around to try to get it. So I think it's good, at least like for me, I would set the standard like Black Friday list in, you know, extension until December 1st. Like, you know, like that. Just so that way you're not running around like a crazy person, because nobody wants that either. And then same thing goes for you. You should create your list too by that point as well, if necessary. I don't know if you people create lists or not. I don't really create one anymore. So yeah, so that's, I guess, the start. So starting to save. And how do you save $500? I mean, every week, you know, you just put like $10 away, which is pretty easy. Like, for $10, so I can save, because I scrimp as it is, but I can kind of save $10 by like skipping a week. And this is like the next part that I'm going to talk about. I save $10 like by skipping groceries, or by, you know, hand washing. Sometimes, like when I had the laundromat, when I had to go to the laundromat, like I would hand wash a lot of my intimates to save money. And then, you know, not driving so far, or there's a really cheap gas station by my house. So always getting gas at that gas station and not getting it by work. Like little things like that kind of helped add up to $10 during the week, and then you could save it. And then with interest, that always helps. So, again, another thing I wanted to talk about was scrimping, because especially December is a major scrimp month for me. Just because of everything, you know, you need to buy everything, and sometimes things go up in price, and sometimes there's unexpected stuff. So I don't know, I wouldn't recommend this to a common person, but this is what I do. I do skip grocery shopping. I do get seconds at the grocery store only. And I cut back on food a lot to scrimp. That's like where I spend most of my money on gas. I spend most of my money on food. So like for gas, scrimping for me means not putting the defroster on, not letting the car run, like turning the car on, letting it run maybe for 30 seconds and then driving, instead of letting it warm up for like 5 minutes. Not using the auto start in the car to avoid that issue. Trying to get my oil change done before the holidays, which did not happen this year, so that I didn't scrimp in that department, but I try. And cutting back on food a lot. Like you guys probably saw, like I stocked up on maple syrup and coffee from the dollar store, so that way I didn't have to buy it at a more expensive price closer to my house. Definitely not going out for Dunkin' coffee unless it's free. That's another one. So I guess moral of the story is that I scrimp in gas and I scrimp in food, and it's not healthy to scrimp in food, but you gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, I will save, I guess, like during the month of December, instead of spending $15 to $20 on produce, I end up spending $10. Instead of spending $15 on pantry and protein, because I put the two of them together, the carbs, pantry items, and the protein I buy in 1 week. A lot of times I won't buy them. Or sometimes I'll even buy, like, instead of getting tofu and lentils, I'll just get lentils. Like, and again, like I said, it's probably not appropriate, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And listen, if you have to ask for, because I know it's a hard year, if you have to, like, apply for food stamps, do it. Because, like, then that's money that you can now spend on food, and then you save that $20 and it can go towards a gift. So, yeah. I don't really recommend to the general public, because it's not healthy to scrimp on food. It's not really good for your car to scrimp on gas, but like I said, it's only 4 weeks. I can make it. I've done it in the past. I can do it again. So those are some of the ways that you can save for gifts. And remember that, like, even if you are giving an experience, like my mom, for example, I'm going to provide her with an experience. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is, but like you still want to get the physical thing, like the physical gift card, or at least like if you're going to treat, like, oh, I'm going to treat you to dinner, give them like the $50. Give $50 cash. This is for like dinner, you know. Give them a gift card to whatever restaurant. But you do need to. Bottom line is you do need to provide some type of gift for them to open. Whether that be the actual like full-fledged gift, or that be a gift card, or just be cash, or even a check. You still need to give somebody a physical gift around the holidays, because that's what everybody else is doing, and it's not appropriate to just say, oh, I'm gonna handwrite you a card, or I'm gonna treat you next time we go out. Like, it just doesn't give the same value, okay? So, like, that's the story. Start saving 6 months ahead of time. Have a budget. Have a cap for each individual person. And then when it comes down to it, if you so choose that you're going to do an experience, or you're going to give them something in return that's not a physical gift, still have a physical gift there. You can always give them, like, funky socks that you get at the dollar store, you know? You can always give them, you know, sanitizer. You know, like, you can always give them something that's, like, universally used as the gift, and it's cheap. And I don't know, I think that that's important to give, even if you're going to do an experience further down the line that might be even more exciting and expensive. I know for me, last but certainly not least, I know for me, like, if somebody was giving me a trip to Disney World, for example, on Christmas, I would still want to open something like, even if it was like a, you know, Disney, one of those washcloth things that like expand in water. Like, you know, oh, here's a washcloth that expands in water, because I do use washcloths to wash my face. And it's just like, okay, great. This is something I use all the time, every day, and it's on theme, and then you're going to Disney. Like, you know, so that's I think the main point that I'm trying to make, is that don't like make or bake things if that's your thing and that's what you do for income, and it's worth value because people actually buy for this service. But if that doesn't meet you, then you do need to give them a gift, and you do need to establish a cap, and then you do need to save, and you do need to figure out the items, and then go about it that way. The moral of the story is that you really just need to show that you care, and you care for what they think about the gift. It's not about you, it's about them. You know, maybe they really want, like, you know, a $50 gift and to go out to dinner. And it's like, that's a lot of money. But, you know, I'll give you a $25 gift and we'll split dinner. How about that? And then that way you still get what you want and the person still feels like they're valued. You know, so that's the moral of the story. You just need to make sure that the person feels valued, and they're not going to feel valued if you go off on a tangent about how you are not a materialistic type of person. Anyway, I wish you all the best of luck this holiday season. I know it's been really hard financially for all of us. Every year is hard financially for me. But I know that some people are experiencing this for the first time, and I applaud you, and we all will get through it. Because money makes the world go round, so we can't be in a financial deficit for much longer, okay? So keep your head up high and try your best when it comes to this holiday. So I'll talk to you guys later.
Friends, I'm doing pretty well with school. Obviously, I haven't been procrastinating because I didn't vlog. I don't know, I missed 2 days. One of them was Sunday, and maybe the other one was yesterday. I don't really remember. But I missed like 2 days so far. This week is the week before finals, so like that's why I've been taking school a lot more seriously. And yeah, and I stayed on budget for my Christmas shopping. my father is literally killing me because he asked for like a super cheap gift, which like would be fine normally, but I don't really know if I'm going home for Christmas, and so I have to mail it, and it's just like, so annoying because like I wanted the super cheap gift so it wouldn't be annoying. But he ended up being annoying asking for a super cheap gift because I ended up spending more to ship it than what the thing is even worth. And it's like, you know, I wish I could have bought the gift like on Amazon for like $25 instead of buying it for $10 and then spending another $15 to ship it. But like if I went on Amazon and actually bought the gift for $25, then he would look it up and figure out, oh my God, this gift costs $25. I'm not going to use it because it's too nice. He is a pain in the neck. We all have that one person when it comes to buying gifts, I'm sure. My father is that person. Anyway, but I mailed it, and I'm mad that it costs more to ship it than like what the item was actually worth. But like when it's Christmas, you can't really complain. Can't talk about how much the item cost. You can't talk about how annoying it was to deliver the item. You also can't talk about how you're not a materialistic type of person. So I just have to suck it up and not tell anybody about it. Not tell my father about it. Let's just put it that way. So like I'm almost finished here with one of my assignments, and then I have a small portion to do that I'm going to do after this video, and then I'll head to bed. Tomorrow is going to be a long day, so I'll film in the morning and film when I get home, and then probably do the same thing for Friday, because Friday is also going to be a long day, but I'm just going to combine the 2 days together because it's going to be too short if I did Thursday and then Friday. So yeah, I have a couple more days left of work, and then I'm on vacation at the end of the year, thankfully. And yeah, it's probably going to be a staycation, but I don't really care. I just really want a day off, like a day off from work, a day off from school. I need it and I deserve it, and it's coming up fast. So I will see you guys. Well, I guess Friday. I'll see you guys. Bye!